Assalamualaikum and hi guys, my name is Shamimi. So today our group will present to you our e-poster for scoping review. The title is Prevalence, Associated Factors and Interventions of Food Neophobia Among Children. Okay, so the first one is food neophobia is defined as reluctance to eat or avoidance of new food. It's different from picky eaters because picky eater does not only avoid new food but also the food that is familiar to them. And food neophobia is very common among young children, but it also occurs in adults. And we know that it's normal for children to avoid eating fruits and vegetables. Same goes to neophobic children. They usually have low consumption of fruits and veggie, and they tend to replace it with energy-dense, nutrient-poor food such as snacks, sweets, and cakes. So they also tend to become obese. So in this review, we focus on prevalence, associated factors, and interventions of food neophobia among children. Okay, next. For materials and methods, we use methodological framework by Aksay and O'Malley. 21 studies out of 8839 studies that we screen from electronic databases, which are Google Scholar, Cochrane, PubMed, and Medscape, are selected in this review. We only choose English journals published from 2010 to 2020. And we select the studies that provide information on prevalence, associated factors, and interventions for food neophobia among children. Okay, and then these are our key search terms. Okay, then this is our Prisma flow diagram. From 8839 titles that we screen, only 398 abstract that we assess, and then 69 full articles that we assess, and then 21 studies are selected.
Hi, my name is Amira Madihah binti Rasli, and I will continue with the results of this scoping review. The first one is prevalence. From the studies, 3 studies categorize food neophobia into 3 levels, which is low, moderate, and high. From these 3 studies, 98.9% reported moderate to high study, 11.2% reported high food neophobia, and 10.8% reported high food neophobia according to Kozio-Kozaska studies. And then the other 4 studies reported prevalence range from 18.8% to 95.9%. I will continue with the next result, which is socio-environmental factors. The first one is parental food neophobia, reported by 3 studies. The next one is overt control strategies, reported by 1 studies. Next is pressure to eat and urging of new foods, reported by Carr and Ayugi. The next one is parents' restrictive behavior, reported by Ayugi, and et al. Reported coaxing the child to eat. The next one is allowing children to eat without any guidance or oversight parents, also reported by Ayugi. Introducing complementary foods to children before 6 months old, also one of the factors. And then the next factors are mealtime emotions and peer modeling.
Hi everyone, I am Alifah Solihah. So today I will continue with the associated factors in the terms of socio-demographic factors and cognitive factors. The first socio-demographic factors is age. Food neophobia is typically peaks between 2 to 6 years old and then lessen throughout the lifetime. The second socio-demographic factors is gender, where the food neophobia most commonly occur among the female as compared to male. The third socio-demographic factor is heritability. Parental food neophobia tend to have children with food neophobia also. And the last socio-demographic factor is maternal education and employment, where the higher parental socioeconomic status and education level tend to provide their children with healthy food choices since their early age. Let's proceed to the cognitive factor. The first cognitive factor is disgust and sensory sensitivity. The children with messy and sticky play with non-food had lower score of food neophobia. The second cognitive factor is feeling fear to try new food. Feeling fear to try new food due to the authentic experience such as bad physical consequences and food tasting bad. Let's move on to the interventions of food neophobia. The first intervention is sensory education, which aim to expose the children with a wide variety of food by tasting a large number of unfamiliar food. The second intervention is MEND, Mind, Exercise, Nutrition, Do It 2 to 4 program, a workshop that related to nutrition, physical activity, and behavior. The third interventions of food neophobia is Food Dude's school-based intervention, which purpose to watch the motivational video, to read a letter encouraging fruits and vegetable intake, and also to give a small non-food reward for eating vegetables and fruit. Others intervention are adopting responsive feeding strategies, be patient with the children, and avoiding unpleasant feeling during mealtime.
My name is Alia Izzati, and I will continue these presentations with the discussion. So, food neophobia is common among the children. However, the level of food avoidance in each individual is different. This is proven by a study by Kozio-Kozakoska in 2019 and Dos Anjos 2020 that found that most children have moderate levels of food neophobia, and 11% of children have high levels of food neophobia. And one of the findings from the previous studies found that maternal education and employment have been negatively associated with food neophobia. This is because children may become less neophobic as parents with higher educations and income tend to provide children with healthier food choices starting the early age. Other than that, children with higher score of food neophobia tend to take a limited variety of fruits and vegetables and also dairy products, and high consumptions of fast food products. This might be the reason why most of the neophobic children tend to become obese and overweight. And from this review, we found that one of the interventions that showed significant improvement in food neophobia was sensory education. This program aimed to expose the younger children to diverse foods by tasting a large number of unfamiliar foods. The effect of sensory education was stronger in younger children, thus suggesting that the exposure of variety of foods in young age could reduce the risk of food neophobia. So as a conclusion, the interventions that have been studied may provide a basis in developing the more effective interventions in the future, and approaches that have been suggested may be used especially by the parents in order to treat or reduce the food neophobia levels in their children. So that's all from me. Thank you.